Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV now on YouTube. And we've been getting lots of comments from all of you, lots of likes as well, a lot of engagement on our YouTube channel. So big thank you to all our viewers for doing that. At the moment, we are in the top stories segment. Every morning during Good Morning India, I give you viewers 5 stories to vote on. The ones that get maximum attention is what you and I discuss on our YouTube channel. So let's go see what the poll's telling us today. Well, we gave you options about the make or break Karnataka by-polls, the RBI interest rate cut, what is P. Chidambaram up to a day after his release, and the Bengal showdown between the governor and the government. And then the story which has got the maximum attention and polls from you, 51% of it is from Nirmala Sitharaman saying, I don't eat much onion. Interesting, right? Why would a finance minister be talking about her eating preferences? Well, she's talking about it because onion prices in the country have broken all records. In most parts of the country, in metros at least, it has gone up to as high as 120 per kg in some places. The lowest we heard of was actually 80, and that was also in the wholesale market. So that's really a terrible situation. Onion is a household and a kitchen staple used all over. And while, I just want you to pause a little and think about it, while you and I might be cutting down our consumption of onion, might manage our finances some other way, think about those who are not so privileged and depend upon onion for most of their diet, and that's something that we should really be looking into and why it has become such an important issue. Now, this issue obviously gathering and capturing everybody's mind and attention was raised in Parliament, and the Finance Minister was asked what are they doing about it. Well, she talked about a host of measures, saying one being that they have ensured that there's no further export of onions that's taking place. They've been talking for some time about importing onions in fact from other countries, but we haven't seen much progress on that really. We don't know where that stands. But then we saw one comment from the opposition side. Somebody from the Congress stood up and said, Madam, do you know what onion costs? Have you ever bought onion? Let me show you exactly what is it that Nirmala Sitharaman said. All right, so that is the finance minister saying कि मैं इतना onion और लसन नहीं खाती हूँ. That is onions and perhaps garlic is not something that is used in her household. What exactly was she saying by that? Well, whatever her comments, that's got everybody talking about it. But at this moment, it's important to understand what exactly are the onion prices looking like. Well, onion prices are selling anywhere between 100 to 110 in most retail markets across the country. Also, there is, in fact, in Kolkata, let me revise that figure. I told you 120. Well, in Kolkata, it's selling at 150 rupees a kilo. That's how bad it is. And one of the major reasons being talked about that has been the cases that have been stocked up in places like Madhya Pradesh, etc., where it has not gone very well. There is a question over the quality of onion which is coming from the storehouses, which is of poor quality. And then in states like Maharashtra, etc., where because of unseasonal rain, there has been an impact on the onion production, which is having a major impact all over the country. But to show you the reality of what onion prices are doing to people, I'm sure you remember this picture that came in from Bihar. Come a little closer. You'll see this. These are people selling onion, wearing helmets inside a truck. Where is that coming from, you ask? Well, that is a State Cooperative Marketing Union Limited selling onions at 35 rupees per kg in Patna. Well, if you had a choice of paying 100 rupees and 35 rupees, well, we all know what we would do. And these are distraught people. And they were so aggressive and there was so much of demand of this onion which costed 35 rupees coming at a subsidized rate by the state that this man, to save his life, was wearing a helmet. That's how desperate the situation is in the country. And perhaps in that light, Nirmala Sitharaman's comments about not incorporating onion and garlic in her in her diet is something that has amused a lot of people. Earlier on, there was another comment by one of the union leaders, union ministers in the cabinet, where it said that, well, stop eating onions if it's getting so expensive. That also did not see very kind comments coming in from the people. Remember, onion is a highly political issue as well. Back in the days, in the Delhi government at least, BJP went out of power because of onion prices going high. Sheila Dikshit fought an election based on the onion issue and then was in power for 15 years before Aam Aadmi Party came into being and fought their election. So that's how crucial, even politically, onion is. That's why these comments by ministers being watched out extremely carefully. Let's move on to the next story that has caught on to your imagination. And yes, it is about the make or break Karnataka by-polls, and there's so much really to talk about this. Now, generally, by-polls in the country do not generate a lot of interest. It is said that it generally goes in the favor of the ruling government. But why has Karnataka drawn in so much attention? Because these 15 seats that are going to by-polls are actually from the 17 disqualified seats that had come in earlier from the Supreme Court. These seats had fallen vacant, in fact had been disqualified. Why? Because they were sitting JDS and Congress MLAs who switched sides and joined the BJP, thus losing their seat altogether. By-polls and re-election was ordered on those seats, and then there was another legal battle on whether these defectors will get to stand in polls at all. They again went to the Supreme Court, fought that battle, and now 13 of these 15 are actually fighting on a BJP ticket. That means they won the seat from that very constituency, but that was earlier on a Congress or a JDS seat and a party ticket. Now the same candidate, the winning candidate, is fighting on a BJP ticket. So what happens now is going to throw up a lot of trends. But at the moment, what's at stake? Why are we calling it make or break? We are calling it make or break because if the B.S. Yediyurappa government does not get at least 7 of these 15 seats, they will lose majority in the House, thus opening the doors yet again for a lot of coalitions to be formed on JDS forming alliances, either with the Congress or with the BJP. Well, after Maharashtra, who can really tell at this point? So that's the focus of the BJP. We've been told that the BJP is not keeping things to chance. They are fighting every election like it's their last. They've put in all their might. There is a lot of support in terms of money, in terms of campaigning that came in from the central leadership as well of the BJP. We are currently told, and this is the information that came in from our senior colleague Srinivasan Jain, who said that BJP at this point believes that they are in a strong position in the northern seats of Karnataka. About 7 to 8 is what they are concentrating on, and they're sure of it, while in the southern seats they're not very sure of the numbers. But really difficult to predict at this point, as these 15 seats are really spread out all over the state. What we also know at this point is that the Congress and the JDS is not fighting an election together. They have only verbally talked of an alliance which could happen post this election, as they talk about how there could be an alliance or not, and we're not really sure about those details. But at the moment, a lot at stake over who gets to form government in Karnataka. We don't know who it's going to be. Polling is on from 7 a.m. in the morning till 6 p.m. The results will be known on Monday. And until then, we have to watch out for very curiously on what the voter behavior is going to be. Remember, this is going to be a classic test to see, does the voter in Karnataka on these 15 seats at least, did they vote for the candidate or did they vote for the party? This election is going to set out that trend. I just want to leave you with this one note that has been bothering me while we do this news about Karnataka. Karnataka, as we speak, is a state pressed with issues like floods, pressed with issues like farmers' distress, farmer suicides as well. But the entire campaign of these by-polls was all about assuming power. 22 out of the 30 districts have been struck with death and destruction. But these were not the issues that were raised in this election. It was all about who gets to form the government. Undertones of caste politics also seen in this campaign. Have the voters voted on these issues, or have they gone ahead with the options present in front of them and taken in to what their candidates had to offer? That's something we'll keep our eyes on for the moment. That's it from